Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We back for another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building. You know who it is. Your boy, J Gat. We are here, and we love... Before I even say that, we got to show some love to my illustrious co-host, the man with the beard.
Why the man said the illustrious?
The illustrious. Let's find the definition illustrious, right?
Pause. That's a pause moment.
There's a pause moment?
Yes.
Illustrious? Illustrious is a pause moment?
Tell us in the comments, people, if illustrious is, if another man
I think you're thinking
man,
voluptuous. Voluptuous is a pause moment for sure.
Definitely not voluptuous. I don't look like nobody auntie out here.
I feel like illustrious is like if you go see something that's magnificent. You know what I mean?
You might be right. You might be right. I don't know. But continue.
Don't shortchange yourself, brother.
You know,
you're illustrious.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What DJ Kelly said? You're strong. You're powerful. Or we can flip it to the color purple. You're beautiful.
Go ahead and finish.
Hey, man. Want to give a shout out to our great co-host in the building for Ready, Set, Go, Rodney Green. Clap, 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 clap. And that's where we're going to insert the claps.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro, man. I want to thank Justin for being the co-host on this show. But most of all, and most importantly, we want to thank all of our subscribers. If you didn't know, we just jumped over 5,000 subscribers. We trying to get to 10,000, man. If you guys like our content, please share, as much as possible. Like, subscribe. You know what I mean? We appreciate all the love, man. We thank you guys so much.
100%, man. We doing this for y'all. This is for y'all. This is to be able to know exactly what's going on in the world of track and field, not just by some regular website that's just going to give you verbiage. We trying to give you the love. We trying to give you the passion. We're trying to talk about the stuff that you already be talking about with your friends. So we just put it out there for y'all to talk about together. This is what we do. We a community. Let's get it done together. So let's get up past that 5. Let's get to 10. Let's get up to 10 and keep on going from there. Love y'all.
There we go. What we gonna get into tonight, man? Shoot.
Man, we had some fire. Fire starting to come through the track and field world now, man. First, we got Doha. Doha was up first, right?
Yeah, Doha's up first, man. We've been talking about it. He's been echoing. He's been coming out of my mouth pretty frequently. I've been having a watch on him. Matter of fact, I might as well just go ahead and...
No Diddy.
Yeah. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Let me go ahead and put that stamp on him, man, on the RSG watch list for the Olympics for a podium performance. He is already a podium performer. But Kenny Bernard.
Shout out to Kenny, bro.
World lead 1967, meet record along with a PB and his second 200, man. A lot of people was like, man, he put it out there to put these dudes on notice like, hey, this ain't gonna be easy. It's either me or it ain't me.
Man, first of all, Kenny is such a quiet warrior. That's the one thing I love about Kenny. Kenny will tell you straight up, I want to be the best. I want to win the gold. But he's not going to go out there and be crazy and talking all kind of crap. You know what I mean? He really focuses on his craft. He does his thing. He stays dialed in. Took him a couple years to get acclimated into the sport at an elite level. But now, bro, he doing his thing to open up at one of my favorite meets, Doha. That's where I opened up and had my PR of 973, 974, should I say, because y'all going to get me in the chat.
They will, boy. We got them fact checkers.
But to do what he did, man, in such grand fashion, he still has something left in the tank, man. Definitely shouts out to him. He is definitely on the roll for the 200. I want to see what he's going to do in 100 meters. If he's out there running 19.67, opening up, well, technically opening up like that in a Diamond League race, I want to see what he can do. I think he can run 9.8, bro. I think he's at 9.8 shape right now.
I think he's at a PB shape. I think his PB is maybe 9.86. I think his next 100, because he ran a 9.91 and a 2.2 win. I feel like his next 100, if he sets it up correctly, he's at 9.82. 9.82, 9.81.
I'll say if that happens, cheers to him on that one for sure. Where your glass at? Raise your mug, dog. But cheers to. Man, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you did. I hate when you bring that mug out, dog.
Look, man.
I hate when you bring that mug out.
Shout out to IWC, man. They had us for a little while. You know, they sent us some beautiful watches. We want to shout y'all out. They gave us this mug, this Yeti mug that I use all the time that Justin left in his hotel. And I bring it out in front of him all the time. You shouldn't have left it. It was a gift. Nice gift.
You a hater, dog, because I feel like sometimes you be having that mug and you don't be sipping on nothing. Not even water. You just want to show it off in front of me.
Hey, you can never tell because you can't see the inside.
What you sipping on over there right now? You sipping on something?
I'm sitting on, man. Shout out to Ricardo Rum in the Bahamas, man. Ricardo coconut rum and some cranberry juice. That's what I'm sipping on.
Coconut rum, cranberry juice. That's a combination right there. I got to try that.
Yeah, it's the coconut rum and then cranberry juice, man. It's real nice, man. It's like coconut rum is always super sweet, and you know the tart of the cranberry, it kind of takes it down a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Okay. I'm sipping on that OG tourist style. I got that white Hennessy, courtesy of the Bahamas. So, you know, you can't get the white Hennessy in America at all. So this is like fine drinking right here. This is like, I got to sip on it.
You can't get Ricardo coconut rum here either. You got to get that in the Bahamas.
Well, it sounds like we're going to make a couple of runs then.
Yeah, we better. Shoot. After Kenny Bednarek, man, what's the name opened up? He opened up. This was his first race. I don't know if he's like, yeah, people wasn't talking about me. We was making all this talk about all these other hurdles. The Santos, 46.86. Bruh.
Listen, because he just came back from an injury, correct?
Yeah.
So a real injury. Was it MCL? It was something really, it was major. Like
I can't remember what it was, but I remember last year he came back earlier than he should have, and he just ran some flat 400s and maybe like one hurdle race. And he was in the back most of the time, like 4th or 5th place, you know what I mean? But listen, he letting us know he is alive and well.
Listen, you know he is the true definition of relentless. Like, that's what he is, bro. To come back from an injury like that and to be able to drop a time that he did of 46.86, and you watch the race, he dominates that race. It wasn't even like I may be there, I'm getting there. Like, he just like, I am back. I'm back and I'm ready to go.
He got the world lead by more than a second. I think the world lead right now is like 47.9. And he just eclipsed it. Like, to let y'all know, I'm pretty sure the Rye Benjamins, the Karsten Warholms, the McMasters, all of them are watching. They saw that. That is a statement piece, man. And he did it in Doha. It's great weather, great track, great crowd. Man, he went out there and he showed out world lead, beat record. Yeah, you know what I mean, he put it out there.
Listen, man, that 400 hurdles this year, as it's been in the past, it's going to be exciting to watch. I can't wait to see Rye open up, you know what I'm saying, with a big time. Same thing with Warholm. These guys are going to come out there and really drop some good times, man. So definitely see what's going to happen with that. What else we got on the list, man? I mean, have you ever heard his backstory?
Nah.
You never heard his backstory, bro?
Nah. Hopefully we could get him to tell it on the show so everybody can know his backstory, because that's what we're good at, giving backstories behind track and field so people understand the athlete.
He has an amazing backstory. He was growing up as a kid and he was caught in a house fire. And that's why he has the patch on his head, because he was caught in a house fire and it burned up a large percentage of his body. And the way he talks about it though, bro, is like, I feel like if I was in a situation like that, or any normal person was in a situation like that, like they always would feel some type of way about, you know what I'm saying, that tragedy, right? But the way he just goes about life, he's like, look, this is not going to stop me from living. This is not going to stop me from being successful. And he definitely steps on the track and shows that none of that matters. Being in front of the crowd doesn't matter like in that way. He's the one out there to run and win. So shouts out to him. Santos, if you get a chance, man, if you want to come on the show, we'd love to hear your backstory again. I would love to hear it again. Rod would love to hear it for the first time. And definitely. I think the rest of the world would be able to be inspired by your backstory, bro.
Yeah, man. Shoot. We're going to be flying all across the world. So, you know, that was some of the most dominant, you know, performances at Doha, we're going to fly to Jamaica. You know, Jamaica Invitational was this week also. Toulouse finally opens up. I feel like we be waiting on Toulouse and Sharika and Shelly and them. We be waiting like mixtapes. Like they Draco, like they gonna drop a tape when they open up their season. Toulouse opened up a season at Jamaica Invitational. But you called it when we were in the Bahamas. You was like, man, that girl looked like she in 10-8, low 10-9 shape, the way she was running them 4x1s. She opens up her season in very commanding form in 1091.
She did, man. She really did. And like you said, I watched it, and I watched how she ran the anchor leg of the 4x1 at the World Relays, and the distance and the deficit that she was at, and how she was able to close down so quickly and just barely not winning each of those races. I was like, yeah, she's going to be trouble when she opens up at 100, because that turnover and that gear shift was there already. So now we see it. She's 1087 in Jamaica, and definitely more room for improvement. This is her fastest opener that she's ever had, too. So I think that's going to speak volumes, especially for her season to come. I just want her to make sure that when she gets out there and she knows when it's time to really put the nail in the coffin, let's put that nail in the coffin. We all rooting for you, girl.
Yeah. Shoot, in the 200 man, we had Zharnel Hughes, man. He beat a very reputable field. Yeah, Fred Curley in the race, Christian Coleman, along with a few others. You know what I mean? He put them to bed at 1996. But that 1996 is cool. But I remember when we were in the Bahamas, Zharnel Hughes was on those 4x4s. He wasn't on the 4x1s, I don't think. But I remember seeing him on the 4x4.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think you're right.
He's on the 4x4s, bro.
I think you're right, bro. I think you're right.
That's crazy. That's crazy to come down from that. Meaning, to open up at 1996, you know, he probably hasn't started, I'm guessing he probably hasn't started any type of real speed work. So he ran 19.9 on strength, which is really good for Zharnel, you know what I mean? He's the Great Britain's record holder now, and he's a medalist. You know what I mean? He looking to start his season out pretty different to try to make sure he can make this run into the podium. You know what I mean? I think that's what and Great Britain, they did it like a double, you know? The Dina Asha, she won the 200. So Great Britain won both 200s. Their country walked away, their flag walked away with both 200s, male and female.
I feel like Dina Asher Smith can run the 200 with her eyes closed. She can literally run in her sleep. You know, that's what she does, bro. She runs really good 200s very well. Shouts out to Dina for sure. I think she's going to have a good year. You know, it's scary when you watch athletes who aren't really in the public eye and they start to drop times, and you can tell that they're just kind of like zoned in on what their race is and how they're going to perform through the season, not have those distractions. So shout out to her. Zharnel, get on your grind. Let's go. Had a great season last year with his 100 meters. Also had a great season with his 200 meters. He became the record holder. He became the record holder for his country in the 100 with a 983.
Yep.
And then backdoored it. Also broke the record in 200. Yep. Right. So we know that he has the wheels to do so. It's just about showing up and sealing the deal. When it's time to seal the deal, man, you got it. Handle business, dog. Seize the moment. You know, last year was the blueprint for you. This year, you got to execute. Handle that business, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We have, once again, the stacked field of the hurdles. World record holder up against, you know, the world champion. And the world record holder came out on top. Tobi Amusan with a world lead, just shy of the meet record that Jasmine Camacho Quinn has at 12:39. She ran the world lead at 12:40.
You already know how I feel about the women's 100-meter hurdles. It is the most exciting, electrifying event there is, because you never know who's going to win that race. Every lady that lines up at an elite meet, they all have the capabilities of winning that race right then. They all have the capabilities of winning a world champion or becoming a world champion or becoming an Olympic champion And a few of them have the capabilities of also breaking the world record in those races too. So it's always a shootout like at the OK Corral with these ladies because they out there have the capabilities of really getting the job done in the 100-meter hurdles.
Man, she got her rhythm like around hurdle 6. And she got into like a second gear rhythm. And she really moved and pushed to the front of the pack. I feel like Tobi Amusan is one of those, she plays possum, after a world record, she could run like 12-7 in the heats or in the semis and get second, come back in the semis, run 12-4, and then come back and win it all in the finals. Like when you see the 12-7 and the 12-4, you may be like, she might be in the mix, but then boom, 12-3, 12-2, and then you be like, where'd that come from? You know what I mean? So she knows how to play possum. I don't know how she structures her season, but, sometimes she runs super fast, sometimes she runs mediocre, but she looked really good in this race.
Well, you definitely have to know how to play possum when you're at elite level. You can't just always go out there and run your best times, give your best performances, because now you're going to start to generate a target on your back. People are going to know your rhythm. They're going to know how you run. They're going to know how you compete. They're going to know your tails. And when you're in an event to where it's such high pressure like that, those ladies are they know when to sniff blood. They know when to be able to catch a rhythm and know how to be able to beat you. And they're going to counter that. So she goes out there, she's playing possum. She's giving herself space and more room to be able to get ready to push the envelope a little further once she gets ready for Olympic finals, Diamond League finals, and really show out. I mean, we saw what she did at the World Championships when she broke the world record in the semis, and then she came back and broke the world record again in the finals, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, it was windy though, and the finals was windy, but it was faster.
Man, Wendy Schmindy, dog. Like what Brooks always told us: if you can do it with the win, you can do it without the win.
He did say that. He did say
if
that.
your body did it. The way they do it, it just helped push you a little bit, but your body did it.
Yep. He said if the body could do it, it could recreate it. Shoot. So now we leave Jamaica. We go into a place that we both are familiar with. Going to Claremont.
To the frying pan. That's what we call it.
The frying pan in the sand, boy. That thing in a bowl, it'd be hot as hell. But
that's what the NCC at, everybody. So when you go run at the NCC in Claremont, it's like a bowl. So you have to drive down the hill into where the track is, and it's kind of like you sit in the frying pan. So imagine being there running in the summertime, and the heat just baking right there on that track, man. You're going to feel like you're in a frying pan, but you're going to get some fast times out there too, right?
Yeah, it was hot. What's the name? Kendal Williams. Shout out to Kendal, man. K-Dot. You know what I mean? He had a personal best out there. 993, tied the world lead, man. Very, very solid race from him, especially when listening to his coach and how he poised him to run the race. Very, very solid race for him. He wasn't the first out, but he was very comfortable in the middle and was able to go through his phases and finish in the front of the field. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Kendal, man. I mean, he's been around for a while. He's a seasoned athlete. He actually came out at the same time Trayvon did when they were youth athletes. They were on the 4x1 team together with him and Friday as well. So they all know how to be able to get the job done. I'm glad that he is stepping up to the plate and he's dropped the world lead of a 993 to have a world lead. Carry that, bro. K-Dot, carry that on. Keep on running faster. Take it from Claremont. Take it around the world, man. It's your time. Get it done.
True. Funny thing about that, when you listen to Kenny Bednarek in his interview, he was so excited for his, and you're going to see how this relates later. He was so excited to see his teammate run 19.7. And the reason why he was excited, he was like, oh, he ran 19.7? Boy, wait, I can't wait to show what I can do. Like, he was like, ooh. I say that to say, K-Dot ran 993. His teammate is Noah Lyles. So, I'm guessing it's the same thing. You watch your teammate, who isn't as experienced as you, run the world lead, you like, ooh, line me up. Find me a competitor. I'm ready. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So in my head, now we're going to be waiting to see what Noah runs because that's his definite training partner. We want to see what he puts out his next 100-meter race. You know what I mean? Obviously, Lance Brahman is cooking something good down there. So...
Very true. Very true. And we all know that Noah is a true competitor. So he's going to give a lot of respect, a lot of praise to Kendal and obviously his world lead. But every time he go to practice now, he's going to be focused, laser focused on trying to get better, trying to push the envelope. Iron sharpens iron. That's where he's going to push him to that 9.8 if he's not at 9.8 already. And we're going to see a nice time probably coming from both of them as the season progresses.
Man, Noah's one of those, man. He gravitates to the light. The light makes some like really good athletes fold when they see the crowd and they see the lights. But he's not one of those, man. He feeds off the light. He feeds off the crowd. You know what I mean? So yeah, like when he gets in his other race, I'm not knowing where it is. He's possibly going to put something down. So I'm not counting anybody else out. I'm just saying, watching his training partner, if he ran 993, he has to be like, okay, when I get out there, let's see what's going to pop with me. You know what I mean? So that's naturally how it goes when you watch your training partner. If things are pretty close or you're beating your training partner and you watch your training partner do something fantastic, you're like, boy, I can't wait to get out there, boy, because listen, boy, I'm about to do something. You know what I mean? So shouts out to them, man. Pure
I used to do the same thing when Trendy ran. When Trendy went out go overseas, because Trendy would always leave like a month before us and go overseas.
Oh, yeah, you would.
And he drop a certain time. He drop a hot time. We'd be like, ooh, he's about to get it going, dog. Oh, it's about to be all now.
Speaking of Sharandy, man, we took a picture with you took a picture with Sharandy, and man, it was highly watched, man, highly retweeted, man. So shout outs to Sharandy. I didn't even know he was still running, but yeah, he's still out there.
I feel like you got to give props to Sharandy because it's like he's a legend in 2 different countries.
Yes.
At the same time. Like I don't mean like not taking away anything from like people who go, like let's just say Bolt. They love Bolt in the UK. But Bolt doesn't have a true allegiance to the UK, right? He just favored there. But Sharandy, the Netherlands, and Curacao. They listen, he is a walking, living legend in both countries for both of them, man. That has to be amazing that that you can go from one place to another and they both are extremes. You're going from the Caribbean to Europe and you're getting mad love from both places, man. Listen, if that was me, I would still be running too. I ain't gonna lie. I was still be running too.
Sharandy like the Prince in Curacao, man. That boy got his own money, boy. Listen, I told him, I was like, hey, man, I might go to Curacao one time. He said, if you go, tell me, and I will have you a place to stay. I was like, in a hotel? He's like, yeah, I own it. I was like, oh.
For real?
I'm going to take you up on that, homeboy. Hey, Sharandy, remember that? You told me that like 2 years ago. I'm going to take you up on
Let me know, dog. I went there. I went one time to Curacao, but it was on a cruise. So I only stopped. I was only there for like 3 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
beautiful country, man. A beautiful country for sure. I probably only saw the tourist areas, but hey, if you gonna take Sharandy up on that offer, make sure you let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and crash that party. I'm coming. I'm coming to the Curacao.
He said he wanted to do. Matter of fact, he said he wanted to do the show, but he said he wanted us to do the show on him in Curacao. So when he's done with all his business endeavors, and I don't know if he's running anymore for the end of the season, and we're going to take you up. I got your number, Sharandy. He said he wants to do the show in Curacao. So I said,
you know what I'm going to say to that? I'm drinking rum and Red Bull.
Oh, man. Hey, and other news, man, the SEC was super hot this weekend, man. Just the college scene, not just the SEC, but the SEC. A lot of the world leads came out of the SEC this weekend, man. And the SEC, man, our watch list started watching. The watch list started watching. RSG watch list, Christopher Morales-Williams, man, dropped the world lead, 44.05 with his spikes on 5, man. It was, listen, he has a really unorthodox form, but whatever him and Coach Cal doing down there in Georgia, they get it done.
Listen, boy, you know what you call that form? You call that form buck wild. That boy be out there buck wild running, dog. That boy light pole to light pole for a 400, not for 100. For a 400, he light pole to light pole out there, dog.
Listen, he got the world lead, the meet record, man, he set it on fire. And you know what I mean? That is really good because we saw him in the Bahamas, man. We saw him in the Bahamas on the 4x4, which is really good for their 4x4 for Canada. I think they qualified, so this is going to be real good.
They didn't qualify.
They didn't?
I don't think they qualified. Chat, let us know if they did or didn't, but I believe that they didn't qualify. I looked at the I looked obviously at his post-race interview he did at the SECs. And one thing I learned about him was, because me and you both were kind of perplexed. Like, we were like, he came to the World Relay, he didn't look that good. He didn't look like he looked indoors, right?
No.
He ran more of a subpar performance in the 4x4, right? But then he goes to the SEC and drops 44.05. Like, easy, right? Bam. In the interview, he said, you know, traveling around the world, going to the Bahamas, then having to do his exams. He had a Spanish exam that he had to study for. So it was a lot of pressure that was on him. But then it seemed like because he faltered and they failed and didn't qualify the way they desired to qualify at the World Relays, it gave him fire, which reminded me of exactly similar interview he had indoors when he broke the world record. And I'm going to keep it real. He broke the world record. I don't care if y'all don't give it to him or not. He broke the world record. And he basically said, indoors, I had COVID. I don't know what I was going to do. I'm just going to go for it. Now, he said he didn't like the way he performed at the Bahamas and he was upset. He wanted to show the world that he still can get it done and show himself that he still can get it done. So he goes out and drops a nasty bomb of a 44.05 for a world lead and a meet record and a personal best. So shouts out to him, man. This is why you put him at the top of the list of the RSG watch list, dog. He's showing us exactly how to bounce back, and he's an emotional runner. I hope that he identifies that and realizes and uses it for his advantage and figure out how to be able to summon that special quality and talent that he has inside of him and use it as a weapon when he steps on the track.
Shoot, since we're in the 400, man, another special 400 meter race was with Nikisha Price, man. She ran 49.3 to win the SECs. What was special about that race, bro? First place through fourth place was 49. How you tell somebody I ran 50 low? What place you get? Fifth. You got fifth and you ran 50, yo.
Don't even talk about that, bro. You're fourth. Fourth. You ain't even on the podium, dog.
Yeah. You ran 49 and you got fourth. That should show how competitive that is. And Nikisha Price is Jamaican, man. It's just great for the Jamaican team, man. Their 4x4 is forming up, but two of those girls were American. Not saying that they don't have enough Americans running a good 400. Just saying, this just adds to the list, which we always say that America has a mountain of talent. Upcoming, sustaining, older, at all levels. You guys have a mountain of talent. But this is good for Jamaica, man. Her winning the SECs, I'm very excited to see what Nikisha's going to do for NCs. But I actually do want to put her with your darting on the RSG list too, because I didn't even see this coming. Not from her.
No, yeah.
This is the first time I'm speaking her name.
This is true. It's 100% true. But I think what we're going to see in these next couple of weeks leading up to like NCs, a lot of these athletes are going to start to peak. Mm-hmm. They're really going to start to show their real talent, who they really are. Because you know how coaching is on a college level. It's about striking at the right time. And these coaches don't care anything that comes before conference, that comes before regionals, that comes before NCs. It's all about those three major meets and dropping hot times, scoring those points, winning those meets, and going on and just collecting those checks. You know what I mean? For the schools.
A coach told me, he was like, yeah, man, we getting ready, like right before conference and everything. He's like, we getting ready to PFP. I was like, what is that?
PFP.
Peak for points. They got to get them points. Peak the athletes for points. PFP.
It's a numbers game, boy. lot of people don't realize that. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, boy. If you got 2 kids, you be like, I got 3 girls. If we go second, fourth, and sixth, they calculating how much points they could get in that one event.
I wonder if like college coaches, they talk slang to each other and be like, yeah, I'm about to go over there to California and visit an athlete. Instead of saying athlete, they say, I'm about to go over and visit about 30 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But these races are so competitive, man. It's hard. It's hard for, to get somebody like to do what Julian Alfred's done. That's hard. You either going to get a kid who's going to get a one-off in 100, a one-off in the 200, or a one-off in the 400. They not going to be like the 1-2 athlete to dominate the 1 and the 2. It's very hard to come by on the collegiate level because it's so competitive. Or a 2-4 athlete, you know what I mean? Or if they trying something crazy like Xavier Carter, the 1-4 athlete. I mean, I remember when he did that. That was crazy as hell. The boy won the 100, and then you came back and won the 400. I don't even know how you skip over the 2 and then you do that, which is crazy.
So I got a question for you then, from a coach perspective. The way these college athletes are progressing, is 49 going to be amazing anymore? Is 9-9 going to be amazing anymore? You see what I'm saying? Like, is sub 11, like 10-9, 10-8, is that going to be amazing anymore? If these college kids are running these times, and I mean, like, not like 1 or 2, I mean, like a cluster of them in the same race, they're running 49s. They're running. I mean, look at the men's 100 meters just last NCAAs last year. You had a slew of them run sub 10, 9-9s, 9-8s. Like, is this something that we're going to like look at and not be so much in awe in the next couple of years because they're already doing it and they're doing it at a mass level?
Well, in the 100, we had somebody in the comments who already said that obviously 9-7 was hard to come by because they said you and Bolt had the world spoiled by running as much 9-7s as you guys did, because they're realizing how hard 9-7 is to come by. Because ever since that you retired, you know what I mean? You have a speckle here and there with a Coleman running 9-7 and stuff like that. How hard 9-7 is to come by. I think since you were active when they both did it, Trayvon and Coleman, Curly, and the Kenyan. You know, we just did his show. We don't want to forget him. You know, he ran 9-7-7, Omanyala. Yep. You know what I mean? It's not more than 7 or 8 guys that ran 9-7. You know what I mean? So it truly shows how hard it is to come by. But to your point, yeah, I mean, the kids are getting faster, man. The kids are getting faster. Coaches are getting a whole lot smarter, especially on the college level. They're figuring out easier ways to get it done. You know what I mean? And it's showing, it's showing with the athletes and how they compete and how they race. You know what I mean? So I definitely think the whole field is going to progress to a faster time. I think around next year sometimes, like, we're going to see like a slew of 9-8s, a slew of 10-8s in the 100, a slew of, 21s in the 200. And we already saw that the boy ran 19.75. He was going to be the next one who we was going to talk about. But it was only him. We haven't had a slew of 19s where it's like 19, 19, 19. But I think that it's coming.
It's coming. I agree with you 100%.
It is coming.
It's definitely on the way. What we have next on the list, man? Who else we keep an eye on?
We got that boy. Listen, these African countries are doing so well. We have the African young man with the 1975 Taurus Argot. I hope I said his name right. I know they go. He got the facility record. I think he got the meet record. Not a world lead, but a collegiate lead. But it was a very, very commanding lead over Wanye McCoy. The only reason why I'm saying Wanye McCoy, people pointed at Wanye McCoy is a Bahamian. I'm going to shout him out. He is a Bahamian. He got second in 100 too, 10:02. So I'm going to shout out my Bahamian people. I'm going to put us on. Yeah, shout out to Wanye 1993. Good job, my boy. Good job, my boy. So yeah, man. But yeah. Tyrus Argot, man, he rolling, smoking.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, I couldn't even fathom what 1975 even looked like when I was in college. You know what I mean? I ran 19.8 and I was like, and I ran that off of like adrenaline and a little bit of fear. You know what I mean? So I did, bro. I did. Jawan Hooker was the only guy I ever knew in college who ran sub 20. And I had him in my prelims at nationals. And I was so nervous. And I was like, man, this dude about to roll, dog. So the gun went off and I hit a Morales. I was just like, I was gone, dog. I was just gone. And next thing I know, come across the line, 1985. But to run 1975, like, and to do it in the fashion he did it, like, bro.
He's been a very consistent 19-second runner, whether windy or not. I always wonder, like, what his hundreds look like, because he's dipped under 20 quite a few times.
I'll be curious to see. He might have that same kind of cadence that Wallace had, which is it may not transfer as strongly into 100 that it does into a 200. You know what I mean? So let's see what he does. I want to see what he does in 100. You know what I mean? You know what it is? PFP time.
Yeah, peak for points.
Peak for points, baby. Let's get it done, boy. You got to step up to the plate.
Shoot, man. Hey, man, your fellow volunteer, man, I feel so bad for her, man. Jacious Sears, she pulled up in the SEC final. She had a very commanding lead, but another girl who was on our watch list, Brianna Liston, she won with 10.91. You know what I mean? But, shout outs to Jacious, man. I hope she has a speedy recovery. She was in that race at 65, 70 meters. You see her hamstring go. She jumps up in the air. Hopefully it's not as bad as it looked when it happened. You just hear the crowd go, whoa! So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But doesn't take away. Brianna Liston is the SEC champion at 10.91, which is still a very, very, very solid time. You know what I mean? So
what will work in Miss Sears' favor is that if she has time, if it's not severe, we hope that you have a speedy recovery. But if it's not severe, that she has the opportunity to be able to bounce back and get ready for NCAAs and focus on that. Because, if she can be able to rest and have active rest, but also rehab at the same time, and we've seen it because we've done it, you know what I'm saying? Dennis has always done it with us, and make sure that we can bounce back and have a good performance weeks later down the road. So hope that she can do that. But also, if this is a injury that ends her season or her campaign, as a shoe company, and for her to transition to the next level, I would take a gamble if I was a shoe company. Because watching her run that 10.7 and the way she commanded that race, and even the race where she pulled up, it wasn't like she was losing. You know what I mean? It's a fact of, how it is, collegiate athletes, they're beating the pavement. And what I mean by that is they're running. And to be able to run a 10.7 that early on in the season, and it wasn't even time to be PFP, that means that she still had a lot left in the tank, and she could have ran faster without this injury, I think, weeks later. So I would definitely, if I was a shoe company, take a gamble on her. See what she got post-collegiate. She's already ran 10.7. She has it in her legs.
I think what's going to happen, man, is they're going to get her all the help she needs. You know what I mean? If not ready for nationals, they're definitely going to try to get her ready for the Olympic trials and see if she can go. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody's dream is. That's what she probably is dreaming of, trying to make that team. You know what I mean? So I feel like her and the people at Tennessee are going to do everything in their good graces to try to get her back together for nationals. And if not, I think trials is maybe 2 weeks after nationals, and they try to get her ready for that. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Next on that list, man, we got a girl who's been doing her thing in the 200 for a while, man. You know what I mean? She's been doing it. She's the SEC champion, McKenzie Long. She ran the world lead of 22.03 to win SECs, man. She's been trucking for a long time. I remember hearing her name like 2-3 years ago, man, in this 200. You know what I mean? So she's been doing her thing. She wasn't in the 100. She looked like she just concentrated on the 200, to try to get the job done. Yeah, I mean, and it looked like it obviously worked. Fresh legs going into that 200, 22:03 world lead.
22-0. 22-0, bro, in college. 22-0.
And it ain't even NCs yet.
Ain't
So-
even NCs yet. Not
so
even
that-
the finals in the
Nah.
NCs. 22-0.
These college kids, man, these up and comings, you know, like you said about the shoe companies, man. Like I feel like putting these kids in the best situations is definitely best. You know what I mean? Somebody like her, I think she's a senior, by the way. You know, so she is going to leave college this year. You got to put somebody like her in a real good situation. But she's signed by. We know who she's signed by her. Who her company is, you know what I mean? She's signed by Sekou Clark and Dwight Thomas. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
her people.
Yeah.
That's her people. So, I can't remember the name of their, I think it's ARM. I can't remember what it is.
Shouts
But
out to Sekou and Dwight, man.
Yeah, man, they are homeboys, man.
For sure,
They
dog.
good people. They are. Well, but let me say it right. Sekou Esquire. He is a lawyer. So let me address him the correct way. Yeah, he's actually a good lawyer too here in the Orlando area. Yeah, man, you get in an accident, call Sekou. Man, he gonna get you right.
Boy, he don't even do accidents, but he probably will do it though.
Yeah. I think he do. I think he do accidents, bro. I think he
Yeah.
do. He do immigration law too, though. But I think he do accidents.
So he practices multiple
Oh yeah,
multiple
man. Anybody who
facets
knows
of
Sekou,
law.
who knows Sekou, he gonna get to the bag. He gonna get the multiple bags. He's going to do that.
So let's get into what we got next, man. I think it's bag time, ain't it?
Yeah,
Mailbag time?
Yeah, let's get into this mailbag.
Mailbag. All right, we got the first one up. This is coming from Mike Cunningham. Shout out to Mike Cunningham. We got the first one coming from Mike Cunningham. Shout out to Mike Cunningham. He actually is working for Gill Athletics. So when you think about all the equipment, when you think about the pole vault pits, the hurdles, the starting blocks, this is the guy you need to talk to, man. He has it all. He's the plug when it comes to the good quality equipment, man. So shouts out to Mike. He is saying in the mailbag, I challenge Justin Gatlin to spike it up, start running at age 40. Well, too late now, I'm 42. But run the 100-meter race at pin relays and take over the number one spot to win the most watches. He actually hit me up and showed me the stats of what I need to do to win this. I didn't even know this was a stat, bro. They keep a tally of how many people win events and get watches at pin relays.
For real?
I didn't even know. I'm sitting at second place right now. I've been around a long time, so I should be up there on the list, right?
Who's number one?
So it is an athlete named Lorna Ford who has 21 watches.
Wow.
And I'm sitting at second with 15 watches. That's a lot of races I'm gonna have to run, bro. That's a lot of races. That's a tall order, my friend. Unless Gill's gonna sponsor me, I could just go out there and just do pin relays every year. We got it. So think about it, Mike. I'll take up the challenge if you're gonna ride with me, bro. Third is a guy named Herman Frazier, 14 watches. Allison Felix, the great Allison Felix, with 13 watches. Steve Riddick, classic, legendary Steve Riddick, 13 watches. And then the list goes on and on. You have Muna Lee, who's sitting at like 5th place with 12 watches. Diane Dixon, shout out to Diane.
Muna Lee was fierce, man. Muna Lee was fierce. I remember Muna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Muna a rider, dog.
Yeah, she a coach now.
Yeah, she a coach now. And she doing well, too. She doing definitely well. For sure. Yeah, man, the list goes on, man. I mean, you got these people out here, 12, 11, 10, all these watches in here, man. Appearances, how many times, individuals, how many. You want, this person they clearly ran 21 relays because it says how many relays you ran and how many individual races you ran at pin relays. And I've never ran an individual race, so I got 0, but I ran 15. I didn't even know I ran 15 relays at Penn Relays. That's crazy. That's a lot of relays, bro. That's a lot of relays.
Oh man. What's that? You got, who's that? MJ Harris on the USA 4x100. We haven't had this level of depth in 2 decades. I wish they would work together, put their egos aside, practice, take down the world record instead of 4 goals. Go for a world record and goal. These opportunities don't come every day. I beg to differ with you. I always say America always has the talent. It's just hard to get that stick around. They always have the talent. It's never the talent. It's getting that stick around and the continuity of the group. You know what I mean? But we seeing what them just working with 4 guys did at World Relays 3740. Let's not forget about what about 6-7 years ago, 3740 was the benchmark. That was the world record. They ran that casually at the World Relays 3740. So I beg to differ with you a little bit. I don't think it's I think it's the more so of the opportunities to take advantage of. You know what I mean? Not the talent. America always has the talent. So,
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of that with you. America always has a talent, but I also think that there's never been a time where we had the focal point of going out to break a world record together collectively. So I really do feel that if there was Project World Record and we went out there with the task and the goal to break the world record, I think that we could do it if we came together and thought that way. That would be an interesting concept. Maybe the relay team, shout out to Michelle Freeman, shout out to Coach Mike Marsh. Maybe they'll have the opportunity to go out there and really put that together and say, let's break a world record. Let's see where we can do this. Because we do have so much talent that at probably certain points of time, you don't even know what to do with all this talent. Let's just see if we can go out there and break a world record. You know? I mean, if you break a world record and it's going to be documented by the IAAF, they still IAAF?
Nah, it's World Athletics. World Athletics.
All right. If it's going to be documented, it's been a long time.
Shouldn't have left you.
But if World Athletics, if it's documented in a race where World Athletics is overseeing it, that is actually $100K in your pocket for breaking a world record. I don't know if it does for the relays. Chat, let us know if that happens in the relays. I know it does in individual races to break a world record, but if it happens, why would you not go for that as a team? That's a good payday right there.
Yeah, World Athletics, whoever does World Athletics, their social media, answer us. Let us know. If you are watching, we're not sure if World Athletics is watching. We hope you are. We watch you guys. So if you are, let us know so we could put the right stats out there for our fans to know.
Definitely. We got one left in the mailbag. We got from James. James says, does Andre de Grasse make the North American 4x1 team if they bring the Continental Games back?
So this is a loaded question for our fans. So the Continental Games was a really good thing. It was you would have to garner everybody from those areas. So if it's North America, Canada would be locked into that North America. And then you have Africa, and you got Asia. So and then you have Europe, the whole of Europe, which would be very interesting now since we watched the world relays. We watched dang near all of the doggone African teams qualify.
They did.
This, if they brought the Continental Games back, World Athletics, if you brought it back, this would be very interesting. Now I'm going to let Justin answer that question. Does Andre de Grasse make the Northern America's 4x1 squad?
Before we even get there, man, shout out to all the African countries from World Relays that qualified for the Olympics, man. They punched their tickets.
And they celebrated.
They celebrated and it went viral. If you've seen it, it went viral. Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Ivory Coast.
Yeah, all of them. And they were throwing water in the media area.
Ole.
Listen, I thought I was in Africa too, boy. I was over there with them. Ole.
Botswana. We can't leave Botswana out too.
Can't leave Botswana out, man.
But here's my thing though. Are we witnessing something here? Are we witnessing the rise of the African athletes to a truly elite level? Me growing up in the sport, you always have one of one here or there from different African countries. But now they're coming out and able to bring and assemble teams, relay teams, 4x1s, 4x4s, and men, women. So they're really understanding their own true talent and they're cultivating it in a way to where now they're putting out elite times. They're qualifying for the Olympics, and this is something that these countries all are individually making history right in front of us. And I think it's not getting enough praise, bro. It has to give more praise for it.
I'm thinking of the possibilities of 4x4s and 4x1s in my head. Because do you realize, on the European side of the women, you would have the girl from Ireland, Femke Ball, Claver, and who know, all those girls have subbed 49-3 before in a split. You know what I mean? Then you come back to the Americas. I can't remember. Yeah, the Bahamas is excluded in the Americas for a mixed relay. What that would look like. I don't even know if you heard that, but World Relays is talking about, World Athletics, not World Relays, World Athletics is actually talking about having a mixed 4x1 relay. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work, bro.
You do 2 and 2. So you do the first 2 can be female and the last 2 could be men.
But what those markers going to look like? Oh,
well, I mean, obviously if it's a man that's coming in to a female, obviously it's going to have to be a bigger tape, measurement where they have to take off instead of taking off at the standard 26 for men to men. I mean, you're looking at probably 37 for a female to a man, to take off, or maybe let's just say 32, maybe. It depends on how fast a female gets out. But I think that it should be flipped though. It should be the women coming into the men and the men finish off the relays. I think it's possible to happen. I think we could do that.
You don't split it. You're saying you go either 2 in the front, 2 in the back, not female, male, female, male? Or male, female,
don't do
male,
that.
female?
It'll be chaos. Don't do it that way. It's the same way they just did with the 4x4. Remember when they first did the mixed relay? You had men running with women out there, and them men were crushing them women, dog.
I know.
They were using them as target practice. They'd be like, oh, okay, I'll spot you 30 meters. Here I come. Watch out.
Yeah, so they probably will do it like that and do it. Yeah, I mean, but even if you tell everybody do it woman, man, everybody, it still would be women running against women and men running against men rather than doubling them up like woman, man, or man, woman.
I mean, let's just throw out some names right quick. So if you have, who's a great female starter for America?
Oh, Tamari Davis.
All right, let's go with Tamari. Tamari hands off to Gabby or Shakari or something like that on the backstretch. Someone who has top end speed, right?
All right.
Then that person's going to hand off to, let's just say, Arian Knight. And then Arian brings it to Noah or something like that. So it's not going to be, there's only going to be one disruption. There's only going to be one stick handoff that's going to be the gamble instead of having 4 multiple gambles where it's going to be woman, man. You know what I'm saying? You can just have one real kind of like, all right, they work on their handoffs and figure out how to time their speed. It's a seamless race then. It's a seamless relay, I think.
But I think they don't want a seamless relay. They want
coaches, chaos.
They want coaches to figure out that chaos because that's what'll make it a more attractive. You'd be like, oh, female, male, they have to figure this out. So I think that's their
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that, bro. Ain't nobody got time. Who's going to sit there and really trying to gauge the speed of a female to a man or a man to a female?
Man, they going to have
That's going to be disaster, bro. You hear me?
Let me tell you, they put it, listen, you just said World Athletics. So when they put it out there for the first time, whoever wins, that'll be the world record. Do they get paid? Do they? Because it'll be the first world record. It'll be like whatever the time is. It's the world record. So if I know I could go out there on the line and possibly split $100K for $25K, I'm gonna do it. We gonna figure that out, boy. We gonna figure that out. I don't care what you talking about.
Facts. I mean, it's true. It's true. It's like that inaugural, like, give me that bag.
Yeah, and listen, now remember the mixed 4x4 started out as an inaugural. Now it's a real thing. Like it's an event.
Oh,
like,
it's Olympic. It's an Olympic event.
Yeah, it's
an Olympic
but it started out as an exhibition type of thing. Like we gonna see for fun. You know what I mean? Other relays I'd love to see. It's going great. And if anybody do this, man, I want my 10%. But other relays I'd like to see because I always think it's interesting. The exhibition race with a 4x1 with females and a 2x4 with males and see how that rock out.
What? Break that down to me. You lost me. Hold on.
So it's only be 2 men racing 4 women. So the women
what would you call it? SMR? What is that? What is that?
I don't even know what it is. But you'll have 2 men run 2 200s, 4 400, but you'll have the 4 women run a 4x1 to see if they could beat the 2 men. So it'll be 4 women against 2 men.
Oh, so run a traditional 4x1, but run 2 men who are going to run the 200.
Yes, to see how that rock out. Just as an exhibition. Let's see what happens. Just to see.
Just put it out there. Let's see what happens.
Just see what happens. See how exciting that is, man. See how many people could create that concept. You have 4 teams with 4 men and 4 teams with 4 women 4x1s and see if they could beat the men.
Okay. All right. I can see where you're going with this. It will be interesting and probably exciting to watch. It'd be a lot of trash talking.
Oh, from female to male, you can imagine that. You know what I mean? The women coming together and the men telling y'all, bruh, it's 4 of y'all. Y'all not gonna be 2 of us. Think about it like this, right? You put together an all-star 4x1, right? You have. Let's just take the world champions, the ones who just won. Do you think the world champions could beat you and Noah? What did they run?
The world champions.
Can the world champions beat you and Noah?
Which me?
1905
you.
About? 2015 you. 2015, yeah, we got to pick which you. Yeah, 2015 you.
I would say
2015
hell nah.
You. Real?
Hell nah. I would not let that happen. Noah wouldn't let that happen either.
I think Gabby them would beg to differ.
You think so?
I don't think TT, Tamari, Gabby, and Sha'Carri, I don't think they lay down for y'all too. I don't.
Listen, dog. It wouldn't even happen, dog. It wouldn't even happen. Because I would make sure that I would exploit them when it comes to their handoffs. I would make sure where the zone is, that's what I'm going to pick up. I'm just going to take off on y'all right there. That's what I'm going to take off at. I know I could beat you out the hole. I know I could beat you out I could beat them out the hole for 100 meters. As a man, I could beat them out the hole. I think what's going to be tricky is how I'm going to strike when it's their handoff. Because now you're going into a fresh female who's going to take the stick and then she's going to accelerate fast. So I got to make sure I'm in front of them. So by the time they do hand the stick off, she doesn't have enough room to accelerate to catch up to me or stay in front of me.
You know what? And it might not be as easy as you think, because even with handoffs, even if you match you and Noah's PBs at 1930 and 1905, because the world record is 40.8. Y'all should win. I mean, the numbers say that you should win.
I'm up for the challenge, and I know that Noah's up for the challenge too.
Oh, you don't know.
Will I ever get back in 19.5 shape?
No.
I's not. But there's a lot of good candidates out there who probably could get the job done. Look at Kenny. Kenny can do it. Look at Kenny. Kenny got it.
Yeah, Kenny can do it. Kenny can do it. But that's very interesting to put y'all up against that world record team and to see if they could get it done, man. But I'd like to see it happen. You know what I mean? Just as an exhibition. It's like an exhibition race for fun. Yeah, I mean, to see who will be up for the challenge. I don't know if they ever do it. I want my 10% of people pay. I'm suing, but I got a good lawyer too. Good lawyer.
We need a 10%. We need VIP tickets.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that y'all can house us. We need lodging, and we need at least lunch paid for.
Yes,
for sure.
And 2 bottles of Crown.
2.
Yeah.
One for me, one for you.
You already know how we going.
There we go. Exactly. And we need a microphone so we can talk trash.
Yeah, man. But shoot, man. Anything else we got going on?
I would say, I got to answer the question, bro. We didn't even answer the question. So the question was from James.
Oh, yeah, James. So sorry. We went
so
off
sorry,
on a tangent.
James. So sorry, James. I think it was a good tangent, though.
Yeah.
I think James would appreciate that tangent. He probably has another question after that, too. But James, do I think the Grasse will be able to be on the 4x1 if they bring the Continental games back? Yes, absolutely. What order? I'm not sure, but we can go in it. We could dive into it if you want to. I could probably see, obviously, the only 2 places I would put the Grasse would either be on the backstretch second leg or either bring it home 4th leg.
Yeah, I see the same thing, man. I mean, he does a very good job at that last leg, but I mean, I think he can handle the second leg also. I mean, he's a very good straight runner, very determined, very laser beam focused. Just pull up the splits from World Relays, man, and you will see. The kid was splitting pretty good, man, but he put that stick in that hand, boy, that boy foul.
Listen, boy. Coleman out the hole, Noah on the backstretch, Arian on the curve, the Grasse bring it home. Nasty work. Nasty work, my friend.
But once again,
who else we gonna put in there? Could we use the whole North America? So North America gonna cover USA, Canada.
Listen. You just named everybody except the world leader right now in the 200. You could put Kenny on that backstretch just like he been doing.
Oh yeah,
like he did. Listen, exactly.
This is tough, bro.
Once again, the United States have a mountain of talent. It would be hard for the Grasse to make that team. I'm not saying he can't, but I'm saying it's very hard. The United States of America is very deep in talent.
It is, but it's the Continental Games is about using all your resources.
Yeah, but
so you have to be able to at least take somebody out of. Gotta have representation of Canada, though. So the Grasse would be the representation of Canada.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna take Kenny off. You better take somebody else.
I don't know, man. They gotta talk about that, bro. That ain't for me. I'm not in that meeting. They gotta talk about that.
Hey, that's how hard. Hopefully we gonna have a coaches edition, man. I have some of these coaches on to talk about, if they would talk about, how hard it is to be on some of these teams, because we understand you guys get a lot of flack, man. Get a lot of flack from the community. They don't understand what go on in these meetings and what y'all go through. So we want to give you guys a platform here at RSG, kind of tell the world like the behind the scenes stories of what, or even past stories, like who's on those, like who's behind the world record for Jamaica? Who was behind? We should have. Go ahead. Who was y'all relay coach? In 2012, who was the relay coach at that time?
John Drummond. John Drummond was our relay coach, and
man.
Amy Dean. Yes.
Yeah, John Drummond and Amy Dean, man. Y'all could come on here and express, because a lot of people don't know how hard it is. They be sitting at home twiddling their fingers, be like, they shouldn't have did that. They should have did it like this. You be like, yeah, you ain't there with all that pressure, because if you win and you gamble, you're a king. But if you lose and you gamble, boy, listen, you better go hide.
100%. I think we should have a segment where coaches come on, and the segment's called I Had an Athlete. Listen. You already know those conversations. I had an athlete that went out there, was ready to run fast, and their mind was not ready. I had an athlete where I thought was totally trash, and they went out there and smashed everybody in the field. If we call that segment, I Had an Athlete, we bring coaches on. They're going to tell us stories about the athletes that they've coached throughout the years of them being coaches, and they can leave names out. Cool. Tell us about the stories, though, because them stories, I know they be entertaining, man. So listen, I Had an Athlete is going to be a new addition to when we have coaches come on.
Listen, we already have a few notable coaches who agree. You know what I mean? after their stressful season, we're going to try to have them on to give like a lot of the back takes to what goes on. But like, I think a lot of people will be excited because some of these coaches don't do interviews. So when they told me they would get on here, I was like, let me hurry up and write this down before you change your mind.
We would love to have y'all on, man.
Before you change your mind.
Yeah. Before these coaches, any of your coaches out there, we love to have y'all on, man. Like you said, we're protecting what y'all have. We ain't trying to put y'all out there. We ain't trying to put your neck on the line, man. But I really believe the segment of I Had an Athlete would go crazy.
Yeah, we should do it. We should. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this story if I had an athlete. A lot of people won't believe me, man. There's only one person.
First official, I had an athlete. Go.
First official. I had an athlete. This is crazy. Only one person knows about this. You know what I mean? If I say who it is, then people will guess the athlete, but I won't say it. Man, I had an athlete. If anybody have a free lap.
It better not be me.
You know, it ain't you. It ain't you. That is it. If anybody has a free lap. I had a female on a free lap. If you could just keep her focused or keep her still for about maybe 3 to 4 weeks, man, she is going to be a problem. On the free lap, she caught a fly, a 30-meter fly in 2.7. Now, anybody who knows numbers, 2.7 on a 30-meter fly in for a 30-meter fly out is very fast for a female. Females who run 11.0, who run 10.8, they usually fly in at like 298, 295, maybe 292.
That's faster than high school boys.
That's all I'm saying. When I say 2.7, I mean 2.7 low. Till we did it like this, me and the other coach looked at each other. He's like, do that shit again. Do that shit again.
Give me some of your magic. Do that shit again.
6 minutes. She went over, she sat down, she rolled out her back a little bit, very nonchalant. We let her know when it was her time. Hey, you ready? She raised her hand, she was ready. She fly by, 2.7 low again. Bro, I was like, bruh. And then she disappeared for like 2 weeks. Everybody who coached this girl will attest that she probably is one of the most prolific talents I've seen in the front of my eyes who could just do junk like that on a whim.
I know you talk about.
I already know you know what I'm talking about once I said that. Yeah, this girl has superpowers.
This is your I Had an Athlete segment.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. But anyway, yeah, man, I digress.
Hey, she was the truth too. She was a legend, bro. Legend, man.
Yes,
legend.
yes. A lot of people won't believe it though, but I'm telling you, I had witnesses. You know, I called people on the phone, and some people who coached her, and they was like, "Yeah, I believe it." Once I told them, they was like, "Yep, she's probably the only one that can do that."
Wow, that's crazy, man. So hey, man, great episode, man. I think we have definitely made our RSG watch list more robust. We got a lot of people to watch. Y'all at home, y'all stay tuned. Watch them as well. We got a lot more races coming up. LA is this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Coming up.
LA is the 18th, I think. Yeah, this weekend.
The 18th.
Yep.
Okay, so that's gonna be lit. That's gonna be on fire too. We got a lot of head-to-head competition at LA. That's gonna be popping. So y'all stay tuned for a couple of races. Collegiates already firing up, man. It's about to be that time. They're getting closer and closer to NCAA, so you're gonna see faster time. So
hey, before we go, Justin, not to cut you, we're starting to get a lot of people that subscribe to our show who don't really watch track like that. So track promoters, if you want us to let us know where you can watch your track meet or anything, let us know, man. You let us know in our chat, and we'll put it out there. We are now, Justin called it, now we are track ambassadors. Like, that's who we are. That's who we are, to watch our sport grow and get bigger, to attract new fans. So we want to make it easier for fans to watch, for them to understand what track's about, how they can watch, how they can follow, how they can go to. This all helps grow our sport, especially here on the America side. So we definitely want to help do that. That's what our show is all about, being track ambassadors and helping our community grow.
And what he's saying right now to all the fans, supporters, meet promoters out there who are listening, just drop us and say, hey, such and such athlete that you just talked about, they will be at our meet. They'll be running this event at our meet. So we can be able to shout that out, tell them where to find them at, tell them what events that's coming up, that's going to be hot at your races and your meets. And we'll definitely be out there to promote it. And hopefully at some point in time, we'll be able to show up and give a little more face time to these meets and some of these athletes as well.
Yep. Well, next time we see y'all, hopefully y'all enjoyed the episode on Ready, Set, Go!
And we out.